What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is time for the weekly fragrance rotation. Let's hop into it. Starting the week off strong on Sunday, I went with Terre d'Hermes Eau Givrée. Went to church on Sunday, wanted something that smelled professional, clean, masculine. Fantastic stuff right here. This one does stick to the original Terre d'Hermes DNA on the top, very citrusy, very realistic smelling citrus. Like, this literally smells like if you walked up to a citrus tree, sliced a citrus in half, and just smelled it right from the tree. That is how realistic this stuff smells. As it dries down and becomes fresh spicy, you pick up a minerality, and you also get that smoky vetiver smell that you get from the original as well. This one pretty much just takes the original Terre d'Hermes and makes it extremely fresh, perfect for the summertime. Performance on me is solid. I get about 6 to 7 hours of performance. I hear other people don't get that good of performance though, maybe in that 5 to 6 range. If you're looking for a very masculine, fresh, but professional summertime fragrance, definitely a great option to go with right here. On Sunday, Terre d'Hermes Eau Givrée. On Monday, I went with Paris Hilton Just Me for Men. This one right here is a clone of Acqua di Gio, but it takes that DNA and makes it a little more fruity. So in the opening, very fruity, fresh, citrusy. As it dries down, it becomes very aquatic, green. You get some clean woods in the base. This is probably one of the best clones of Acqua di Gio that you could buy, especially for the money. I do believe this one is better than Perry Ellis 360 Red, and I really enjoy 360 Red, but that one, it kind of takes the Acqua di Gio DNA and spices it up, whereas this one does make it a one-to-one clone. Big compliment getter. You could get it for $20. Performs about the same as Acqua di Gio as well. I get about 5 to 6 hours of performance. Pops up at the rack stores all over the place. If you want that Acqua di Gio DNA on a budget, fantastic option to go with right here. On Monday, Just Me for Men by Paris Hilton. On Tuesday, I went with Cuttledge Island. This is becoming one of my favorites in my collection. It's just so enjoyable. I did not want to like this one as much as I do, but the hype is real with this, guys. This one right here is a clone of Les Beaux Les Parfums. In the opening, you get pineapple, ginger, so very tropical, fruity, and fresh. As it dries down, you get this coconut vanilla combo. Smells like a creamy pina colada, perfect for the summertime. You could easily wear this year round though if you wanted to, because the performance is very solid. 9+ hours of performance. Just a heads up though, this one is very synthetic. So if you don't like synthetic fragrances, this may not be a good option to go with, but the original Les Beaux Les Parfums is very synthetic as well. You could get it in that $30 range on the TikTok shop. What I wore on Tuesday, Cuttledge Island. What I wore on Wednesday, Lattafa Fakhar. Been a little while since I busted this one out. Decided to pull it out again. Smells very nice. It does have sort of a unique vibe to it for being a fresher fragrance. The way I've always described this is you take Ralph's Club EDT and you combine it with Invictus Aqua. Some people say this is a clone of YSL EDP. I don't really agree with that. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of YSL EDP, but I really enjoy this one. In the opening, you get that fresh lavender sage heavy combo. As it dries down, it becomes more aquatic. You get a nice woody dry down, a little bubblegum sweet as well. Performance is solid. I get about 6 to 7 hours of performance. You can get it for $20. A fantastic year-round signature scent if you don't want to spend a lot of money. What I wore on Wednesday, Lattafa Fakhar. What I wore on Thursday, Armaf Le Parfait. One of the best affordable fragrances that you could buy. I absolutely love this one right here. Imagine taking Creed Aventus and combining it with green Irish tweed. You get this stuff right here. In the opening, extremely fruity and fresh. In the opening, you do pick up that Aventus DNA. And then as it dries down, that is when it turns more into green Irish tweed. It becomes green, aromatic, a little musky and woody as well. Performance is solid, 6-7 hours of performance. Another one you could get in that $20 range. As of right now, this is the most complimented fragrance in my entire collection. This stuff, it just works. People really enjoy it. A heads up though, the bottles on these do leak, so do not leave these tipped over. Don't put them in a bag, leaving them upside down, because they do leak. As you can see right there, my bottle is leaking pretty bad. But yeah, just a heads up. What I wore on Thursday, Armaf Le Parfait. What I wore on Friday, Dior Sauvage. I am an advocate for this one right here. A lot of people hate on it. I don't understand the hate. Smells really nice, performs really good. It gets compliments. What is there to hate about this stuff? In the opening, you get bergamot and black pepper, so very fresh, citrusy, spicy. As it dries down, you pick up Ambroxan, giving it this very clean, masculine shower gel freshness. Like I said, performance is really good. 8 to 9 hours of performance, a perfect signature scent. You could dress it up, dress it down, do whatever with this fragrance. It is going to work. Honestly, this might be one of the best fragrances ever made. I said it, guys. What I wore on Friday, Dior Sauvage. And wrapping the week up, what I wore on Saturday, Nautica Blue. This stuff right here is just super enjoyable. You can't go wrong with this one. In the opening, very fruity. You get pineapple, peach, bergamot. As it dries down, it becomes aquatic. You get a clean, musky, woody dry down. Super clean, inoffensive, very fresh. Really great stuff, especially for the price. This one pops up all over the rack stores for $15. You can buy it online for that price as well. Probably one of the best fresh Nautica fragrances that you could buy. In my personal opinion, this might be better than Nautica Voyage. If I'm being honest, this may be a better fragrance than Nautica Voyage. Performance is decent. I get about 4 to 5 hours of performance. Perfect for the spring and the summertime. What I wore on Saturday, Nautica Blue. All right, that wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys wore this week. I always love checking out your comments and responding to you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.